This is Fuck I Love Wrestling with Grams Green.
And Obly.
We're going to be talking about news today. We're going to be talking about the Wednesday Night War ratings, a couple other news facts, and plus NXT this week. This week with the Wednesday Night Wars, AEW won with 865,000 views. NXT got 717,000 views.
You know, it's so close that I don't even consider that a win. It's a wash. I mean, they both did well.
And that's not including, I think most people who watch NXT are DVRing the other show.
Or vice versa.
But what it does show is that more people are choosing to watch. AEW is more must-see TV than NXT.
Because I mean, NXT is still under the umbrella of WWE, so they only show so much. That's why, I mean, the WWE has the advantage that they have 12 pay-per-views per year. So they can have like half-ass matches on Wednesday night or half-ass matches on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
And then they can just save the best shit for the pay-per-views.
Yeah. And does it also, I think it also is because NXT shows up the next day on the app for free.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, a lot of people are choosing to watch AEW first, but probably because they can have NXT anytime they want.
Yeah, exactly. If you try to watch AEW online, it's gone after 3 hours or something after the show. So you really got to catch the AEW on TNT.
Another thing that's making the news is the Montreal Screwjob. Will this thing not go away?
Well, I gotta say this. I've been a Bret Hart fan for 35 years now. Mm-hmm. He's been my favorite wrestler through and through. I mean, up until he retired, obviously. It would really piss me off if that was all staged. I mean, that was like so. But the thing is, the more I think about it, the more it seems staged because, all right, he gets tapped out, right? And they follow him. Normally, they wouldn't care. They'd be like, "Oh, it's over." You know, I've seen quick counts before. They follow him into the back. They have him spit out Vince. They don't. Why do they show that?
Well,
shit?
they happen to have a documentary crew there. Well, let's back it up a little bit. Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, among others, including the referee that was there, Earl Hebner,
are all our Hall of Fame referee.
The referee that was there,
yeah,
they're all saying it was a shoot. They're all saying this is a shoot. The Montreal Screwjob was a shoot. And that night, it just so happened that a camera crew was there doing a documentary about Bret Hart, capturing the whole thing, the spit in the face, the knockout punch in the back. I'm not even going to go back and explain what the Montreal Screwjob is. If you're watching this video, you already know what it is.
Yeah,
it changed the course of wrestling forever. It turned Vince McMahon, the announcer, into the owner. Mr. McMahon, the character. It kicked off the Attitude Era.
So what do you think? Was it pre-planned?
I think it was still. I think it was a shoot, not a work.
Yeah,
I think it was. I
hope it was a shoot because to me, like all my years of liking Bret Hart and all my years of hating Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and then finally he had that moment, and I was so jacked when he went over to WCW because at that time I wasn't even watching WWE. I didn't see that happen.
Yeah.
I saw it happen in the documentary. You know, that they I forget what the documentary.
Well, we went back and watched because it was in the news. It was. Right, this thing was huge, and Vince McMahon had to go on TV and explain. It was the first time kayfabe was broken. Yeah, he explained that this is sports entertainment, and that Bret screwed Bret. The famous line, "Bret screwed Bret,"
which is still bullshit.
Yeah, it's complete bullshit. So people who think that this whole thing was a work, the reason they give is the ratings were down in WWF. They wanted to turn Vince McMahon into a heel. Vince McMahon couldn't afford to pay Bret the money that WCW wanted to, so Bret wanted to leave with a head of steam and an angle and kind of bring some life back into WWF at the time.
Well, the thing about that is that Vince McMahon could decide to come back on a dime because he's changing his mind all the time, and of course he's very egomaniac. Yeah. So he's gonna want to throw himself on there anyway. So it could have been already planned with the Bret leaving, already planned that he's going to somehow show up. They're just going to show it some other way. And this whole Screwjob thing gave them a launching pad to bring McMahon into the on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't think we'll ever truly know.
No. And Bret Hart's
it's one of those things where if Bret Hart's it's been so long, it would really ruin his credibility.
Right.
If this was true, it might be one of those things that maybe on his deathbed.
Yeah. When he's
he'll come clean. Yeah. Because it's probably the most pivotal moment in wrestling history, the Montreal Screwjob.
Right.
It changed everything.
It totally changed that and Goldberg. I think Goldberg kind of buried WCW too, but that's another story.
Yeah. Well, a couple things, but I think overall the pivot point in the '90s that changed wrestling and turned it into the modern era of wrestling was the Montreal Screwjob.
Right, and that's what made WWF Raw the show to watch, unfortunately.
And And Bret Hart came back on in an interview, and he said basically behind the ropes, he said, I wish the whole thing was a work.
Yeah.
He's like I would have came back 10 years later and wrestled Vince McMahon and got my steam back. He's like, this thing ruined my life.
Right. Instead of coming back in 10 years and having a good run in WCW, he did the runs to WCW and then he did nothing.
Yeah. Well, his career was ruined by a kick to the head from Goldberg.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Goldberg.
Goldberg's gonna be the running theme in tonight's episode.
Yeah. Goldberg.
Next, we're actually gonna go right into Goldberg, the backlash from Super Showdown. Goldberg beating Bray Wyatt
without even a fight, man. Bray Wyatt just fun.
Barely a fight.
He had the mandible claw twice. That's all. It was
4 mandible claws, but Goldberg no-sold it. He went over, and at 53 years old, he beats a rising star and gets the title.
At 53 years old, your job is to put the younger guy over.
I agree.
And
we talked about, I called this, and I think I was the only one who called this. I said the reason they did this is because if Bray Wyatt went into WrestleMania to fight Roman Reigns, the crowd would have booed Roman Reigns. And they wanted to put the title on Roman Reigns. And the way to do that without him getting booed is to have him fight Goldberg at WrestleMania.
After Goldberg already did the Screwjob type thing.
Yeah, because all the heat would be on Goldberg.
Well, I mean, we'll see on SmackDown.
Yeah, we'll see what happens tonight on SmackDown. There is a lot of fucking backlash from this. People are canceling their fucking network subscriptions. People are going nuts.
Overkill. It's a little overkill.
It's a little overkill. I actually saw this coming. I didn't want it to happen, but I saw it coming. And logically, it kind of makes sense. And this might set Bray Wyatt up to face Cena at WrestleMania.
Which I'd like.
And what it does is Cena doesn't want to win his 17th championship because he doesn't want to beat Ric Flair's record.
And I think also for Cena, he doesn't want to stick around. He wants that payday for WrestleMania, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and he also has said many times that he doesn't want to beat Ric Flair's record. They're tied at 16 championships apiece right now. So it gives him a way to fight Bray Wyatt, not for the title. And Bray Wyatt will probably go over Cena.
Well, I've always wondered with the Ric Flair, is that combined with WCW, WWE? Because
the truth is, Ric Flair, they don't, because he lost and won a bunch on house shows in the 80s.
Yeah,
he actually has 21 wins.
Is that including WCW?
It's including all of his world title runs.
I don't think that's fair. I think if we're breaking Hulk Hogan's thing because he's been WWE since the beginning.
Yeah,
I don't think the whole Ric Flair thing. I think it's stupid.
Ric Flair actually has 21 wins, but for some reason that WWE doesn't count all of them.
Yeah.
So it's right now in the history books, Cena and Ric Flair are tied at 16 titles.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. We're gonna see what happens tonight because both Goldberg and Cena are gonna be on SmackDown tonight. Yeah. I think there's gonna be some I think Cena's gonna get the homecoming.
It's in Boston.
It's in Boston. I think him being away is making the crowd kind of miss him more and appreciate him more.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get a huge pop tonight. I think Goldberg's going to get a huge boo tonight.
Yeah.
And I think the ratings will spike. I think they're going to get a 3.2 rating. What do you think?
3.2 might be a little high, but I think it's possible.
3.1, 3.2 rating?
2.9, 3.0.
Something like that? Okay. So Riddle's back. He talks some more shit to Goldberg online. He says some gibberish.
Nonsensical, but it was.
Yeah, he poked some fun at Goldberg. Goldberg responded, "I don't even know who he is."
Yeah.
He buries NXT.
And he says everyone from NXT sucks, and if he was any good, he'd be in the upper rosters. And it's like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever, Goldberg.
Yeah,
Goldberg knows who he is. They had a confrontation backstage not too long ago.
Yeah.
I wonder if Matt Riddle's going to get any heat for constantly going after the part-timers.
Well, I mean,
Vince
if this is a shoot, then Vince is probably pissed off.
Well, Vince doesn't like it, but Triple H loves it. Triple H said he's protected, he's my guy.
Yeah, but in the end, Vince makes all the decisions.
He does. I think hopefully that will change soon.
Yeah. So let's little Goldberg and what's his name?
Oh.
He's off to Dolph Ziggler.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention at a restaurant, in Goldberg's favorite restaurant.
I believe in Florida.
Yeah, in Florida, there was a confrontation between Goldberg and Ziggler, and Goldberg said it was part work, part shoot.
Yeah. So they're wondering if they're going to do a program together again, which I think would be cool, man. I mean, anything Dolph Ziggler, I like.
maybe we'll get to see Dolph Ziggler fight Goldberg for the title at Elimination Chamber, leading into WrestleMania.
Yeah, I like that.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I'd like to see Dolph Ziggler get that shine, a little shine from that.
I like to see him get some shine.
If that happens, then I'll feel a little better about the situation. I want to see him do something for the younger talents. Goldberg is
he's squashing people.
He just squashes guys. He buries them. He no-sells. And think about this. Okay, they built up Bray Wyatt all this time. Bray Wyatt beat Seth Rollins, The Miz.
Yep.
He beat fucking Daniel Bryan. He demolished Daniel Bryan in that strap match.
Yeah.
And then Goldberg at 53 rolls in and beats the fuck out of him.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's so
Daniel
stupid.
Bryan is really the face of your company.
Daniel Bryan's their biggest guy.
Yeah, and he lost hardcore.
Yeah.
Twice.
They're building the Fiend up to be this super unbeatable guy, and fucking 53-year-old Goldberg comes out and squashes him.
Destroys them. I mean, come on, the mandible claw? Come on.
Okay, more to come on this. Now we're going to talk about NXT on February 26th. It opens up with Charlotte. She arrives in an SUV looking stacked with her big-ass titties. Regal meets her and lets her out of the car. The first match, Dominik Dijakovic versus Cameron Grimes.
As I say, Dijakovic is a hometown boy from Worcester.
Yeah, he's from our hometown, Worcester, Massachusetts. Cameron Grimes, he looks like a territory wrestler from Mid-South.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like some dude that just came out the streets in Tennessee or some shit.
Yeah, he rolls out fucking chewing tobacco and shit.
He was good though, man.
He was really good.
I was surprised. I was expecting it to be a squash match, but actually he was pretty good.
Yeah, and as they come out, there's dueling chants. Let's go let's get grimy.
Yeah.
Feed your eyes. Let's get grimy. Feed your eyes.
Yeah.
Dominik starts off slow with a side headlock on Grimes. Grimes chops Dominik with leg chops and lower body attacks. Really strong hits.
Yeah, they sounded.
Dijakovic comes back and takes control of the match, but Grimes hits really good strong style moves. Dominik throws Grimes out of the ring, but Grimes comes back with some hard hitting kicks. Dominik hits Grimes with an insane elbow and suplexes him. This is a really hard hitting match. Grimes takes control again of the match till Dijakovic hits him with a moonsault from the turnbuckle to outside of the ring. Damian Priest hits Dijakovic with a knee shot while he's outside, while Dijakovic is on the apron, without the ref noticing. Dijakovic is almost counted out, but gets back at the 9 count into the ring. He gets to it. He double stomps Cameron Grimes and secures the victory. What do you think about this match? I really liked it.
I liked it too. I like Dijakovic. Grimes I can't get over it. Like, has he been around before? Is this his first time showing up?
He's been around, I think. We just weren't watching at the time.
Yeah, he must have just been in some episodes I missed or something, but I was impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like nothing.
He's short guy, but
short guy with a little build, but
yeah, he's in good shape.
He can hold his own.
This is what the small guys do. Like, Daniel Bryan's a small guy, but he has such a strong style that it makes up for his size.
Yeah, the hard kicks, the hard slaps.
Yeah. And I think that's the way to go when you're a smaller guy. If you're not a spot fest guy, which
yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So Dijakovic is getting medical attention in the ring because of the Priest's attack to his surgically replaced knee. Regal announces backstage that there will be a number of qualifying matches. The winner will go on to take over to fight in a ladder to determine the number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship.
Sounds pretty cool. I like ladder matches.
Yeah, I love ladder matches. And it'll be cool. It'll give a storyline leading up to the next takeover for the women.
Yep. I'm just wondering if any of the women are going to take a big fall. And if they are, which ones?
I think most of them are willing to at this point.
Yeah.
They have to step their game up now. This is my favorite part of the night. Finn Balor comes out to cut a promo.
Finn Balor's number 1.
Number
2 behind Cena. Behind CM Punk.
He comes about to cut a promo about how he's not into internet politics. He's not a stooge to the office. But bell to bell, he's the best all over the world. He lists all his championships. He says everyone else is trying to peak for WrestleMania. He says, I've been peaking for 20 years.
It's true.
Imperium comes out to interrupt him, saying Walter sends him his regards, and they try to kick his ass. They fight a little bit. He kicks their asses, but then they overwhelm him and beat him down. Great promo. Best part of tonight, I think. There's an Austin Theory video package where he says Champa won't make it through the night.
Well, let's talk about the Finn Balor. Finn Balor right now, pound for pound, is the best wrestler in wrestling.
I think so too.
I think he's unbelievable.
I think he's great right now where he is.
And I love him in NXT because NXT will showcase him more than either of the SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah.
And I think he'd even be more shown if he's in AEW.
Well, let's lead into that. Let's take a little segue right now. There was a picture that came out this week with him and Pac. Pac from AEW. They're best friends. They both came up in developmental together.
But then it can go both ways. Maybe Pac is looking to get into NXT.
Well, he was already in NXT. They feuded Neville when he was Adrian Neville.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Finn Balor and him feuded for the title.
Yeah. And
they had a great feud. I think that when Finn Balor's contract runs out, I think we're going to see Finn Balor as Prince Devlin again on NXT.
Well, on
AEW.
They broke out the whole Prince name again.
Yeah.
Which they haven't used for a while.
Oh, God. If he goes to AEW.
Oh, God. Yeah, the ratings wars are over at that point.
Finn Balor versus Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yeah.
Finn Balor versus Chris Jericho.
But on the other hand, Finn Balor versus CM Punk. Finn Balor versus Daniel Bryan. I mean, there's something.
It's true.
Either way.
Yeah. I really want to see Finn Balor come in.
Yeah.
I really do.
One way or the other, I want more action for Finn Balor.
Okay, so the next, Brana gets interviewed about her match with, what's her name? Brianna Belair.
Charlotte Flair.
Bianca Belair gets interviewed about her match with Charlotte Flair as she's coming into the building. The next match is Xia Li versus Mia Yim. I think it was a sloppy match. They go back and forth with sloppy offense. The match is interrupted by Dakota Kai and her bodyguard Gonzalez.
Big girl, man.
They distract Mia Yim. Xia Li rolls her Yim up for a pin. Then Kai and Gonzalez jump Mia Yim.
Yeah, I gotta say I don't care at all about that match.
No, I don't care at all either. They show a poofy Velveteen Dream vignette, how he wants a steel cage match with Roderick Strong. He's wearing there's porn music playing, and
he's got beads around his fucking neck.
He has pearls.
He looks like a complete loser.
Yeah, he looks like a poof.
Yeah.
It's whack as fuck.
Who likes this guy? He's a face. They give him cheers when he comes in. Who fucking likes this guy?
He's supposed to, but he's a heel. But he gets face reactions.
And I don't get that. If I saw that guy, I'd be like, who the fuck is this guy?
And Roderick Strong comes out, even though he's a heel, he comes out looking like a babyface.
Exactly. Yeah. He's defending the honor of his family.
I'd like to see Roderick Strong beat the fuck out of Velveteen Dream.
Without interference from the rest of his
well, that's why the steel cage is there.
Have undisputed outside, not inside.
Next match is Austin Theory versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa is number 2 in the world behind Finn Balor.
I think you also have to put KO in there, and you have to
Kevin
put
Owens,
and you have to put Daniel Bryan always in there.
Yeah, well, there's a top 5.
Yeah, fast-paced match with dueling offense. Theory is pretty good for how young he is. It's definitely both guys working strong. Ciampa whipped Theory's neck off the top rope.
That was awesome.
Sending Theory flying to the floor. Theory does a nice standing moonsault for a near fall. Ciampa does a series of priettes leading to a suplex and then a stiff knee. And then Theory somersaults leading to Ciampa kneeing him again for a near fall. They go back and forth with some more hits. Theory hits him with a rolling thunder and then a neck breaker, taking control of the match. The match is really good. They brawl on the outside. Ciampa hits him with a fairy tale ending, which is basically a pedigree for a 1-2-3 after an assisted DDT off the ropes. He does the Randy Orton DDT.
Yeah. This match was good.
This match was really good.
It wasn't as good as the Kenny Omega match, but it was up there.
Johnny Gargano runs in to attack Ciampa. They fight back and forth. Theory interrupts, and Gargano hits Ciampa with a couple of massive super kicks to the dueling chant of Johnny wrestling, Johnny sucks.
Yeah, I'm the Johnny sucks fan.
The UE cut a promo backstage. Strong agrees with having a cage match with Dream. Fish talks about Riddle, and Cole says they're all getting their tag team titles back. The next match is Bronson Reed, which is basically a fat version of Cobb from AEW, versus Killian Dane. Reed does some impressive dive through the rope move. They trade big man offense. They knock each other down with a belly smash. The same time, they're equally matched. Killian hits a nice scoop drop, and then Reed does a diving DDT. Killian hits Reed with a suplex off the top ropes, and then multiple sentons, and hits Reed with a Vader bomb for the pin. What do you think about this match? I thought it was pretty good, but it was like, compared to the other matches we've seen in the night, it was kind of...
Well, I was just thinking the whole time with Reed is that he's not going to be able to sustain his moves. I mean, he does small man moves, but he's so fucking big, he's not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, he does a smaller man style, but with his size, it's too much
wear and tear on his body.
On the ligaments and the joints and everything.
I thought both guys were okay. I mean, they're big guys.
Yeah, I prefer a big guy with a small guy.
Or actually, I prefer a medium guy to a medium guy. That's the best.
But I think I like size differences in matches. Like
it's like Lesnar versus Ricochet.
No, not that much of a size difference. More like Lesnar versus Rollins.
Yeah,
it's more like
Rollins is more of a middle-sized guy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But or a middle-sized guy with a small guy.
Yeah.
Or a big guy with a middle-sized guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Where when there's a styles clash, sort of.
Yeah.
I really like that. The next, Forgotten Sons calls out the Grizzly Young Veterans. Then there's a Broserweight vignette. Grizzly Young Veterans comes out to cut a promo on the Forgotten Sons being white trash, interrupted by the Forgotten Sons, leading into a match. The Forgotten Sons is Jackson Riker, Steve Cutler, and Wesley Blake.
Riker's the guy outside the ring and not involved in
the
match.
Jackson Riker looks like a big, jacked-up biker.
Yeah, I
the American
that
flag.
Guy. He's huge, man.
Yeah, he has a cool look.
Yeah.
And then the Grizzly Young Veterans is James Drake and Zach Gibson.
Zach Gibson's a badass. I like the whole Glasgow fucking street thug thing.
Yeah, he does have that fucking South London look.
Yeah.
Wesley Blake and Gibson starts. Blake hits a bunch of drop kicks. The match is fast paced. Both teams want to be the number one contender for the tag titles. The crowd chants USA. Wesley Blake.
I can't stand the USA.
Wesley Blake throws some stiff punches. The Forgotten Sons do the shitty spot where they throw Gibson into Drake while he's waiting for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just looks so stagey. He catches him on the outside. Jack and Rikes looks like a badass biker sitting on the outside. Cutler does a bunch of great belly to bellies and then a backbreaker on Drake. Gibson puts Drake's legs on the ropes to save the match. Drake sets up Wesley Blake by putting him in a tombstone maneuver, but he actually lands in the air instead, and Gibson hits him in the face with a double knee to the face. It's called the JYB, and Gibson gets the pin over Blake. This was a pretty good match.
Yeah, I came into there not liking Grizzly Young Veterans. I thought they're pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought pretty good. The other guys, they're okay.
Yeah.
But the whole USA chant, I hate that shit, man.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I don't like it either.
It's so whack. It's like something from the Hacksaw Jim Duggan days. You know?
Yeah.
He'll be fighting Andre the Giant. Oh, USA. This fucking 2x4. Yeah,
I like these guys do remind me of territory guys, though.
Yeah, they do.
The forgotten ones?
Yeah.
Tegan Knox gets interviewed about her cage match coming up with Dakota Kai, about how she's going to end this feud in the cage.
It could, if these girls are winning the Blade, that could be a good match.
The next segment is Damian Priest gets interviewed on his way out, leaving with 2 girls under his arm. He said what he did to Dijakovic was not personal, and now Keith Lee knows what he wants, the North American title match. So that was pretty cool.
So they're thinking to skip Dijakovic and go on to and just...
Well, I think him and Dijakovic will have a match, but I think
winner fights Lee.
Yeah, I think winner fights Lee.
Yeah.
Next is Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair. The crowd's chanting to Flair, "You don't go here."
Yeah, I like that.
And then there's another dueling chant, "Let's go Charlotte."
Yeah.
EST with a dueling chant. It's a pretty evenly matched. The beginning of the match, Belair does a great backflip, and then she spanks her ass and blows a kiss at Flair. Flair hits Belair with a strong chop and then a boot to the face. They fight on the outside. They get back in the ring, do some chain wrestling. Flair heals it up, saying the crowd sucks. Belair gets Flair in a double chicken wing and then face drops her forward into the ring. They trade offense. Flair stretches Belair, pulling her ponytail. Belair reverses it. Flair gets out. Belair handsprings moonsaults onto Flair. Flair gets out of it and power bombs and launches Belair face first into the turnbuckle. Flair goes up to the top rope for a moonsault, but Belair puts her feet up to catch her. Flair grabs her legs to put her into the Boston Crab. Belair rolls her over. Flair power bombs her, but Belair rolls out of for a 2 count. Flair misses a big boot and gets tied up into the ropes. Bianca drop kicks her out of the ring. They fight outside, back into the ring. Belair spears Flair. Flair no-sells the spear, gets up and spears Belair, rolls her over and pins Belair. Flair grabs a chair, and then Rita comes for the save. The show ends with Rita standing in the ring with her title raised as Flair stands in the ring watching on. This was a pretty good match.
I like Belair. I think Belair showed something tonight. And,
yeah, Belair's a rising star.
She is. And I love Rhea Ripley. She's not the hottest girl going, but I just think she's a great wrestler.
I think both Rita and Belair are going to be on the main roster before the year's over.
Yeah, because the main roster needs more girls.
Yeah, I think so.
Fighters. Did you ever talk about the amount of 2 counts?
Yeah, let's go back to that.
Because there's an annoying thing going on in wrestling now where there's no such thing as a 1 count or 2.
There's too many near falls. There was 11 near falls, 2 counts on NXT tonight. Yeah, 11.
It's fucking crazy.
I think those should be saved for pay-per-views.
They should be saved for pay-per-views, and if you're gonna have a guy kick out of someone's signature move, then not like a fucking spear.
Yeah. They should be used sparingly so they actually matter. So when someone kicks out, you're surprised. Nowadays, when someone kicks out of a 2 count, you're not surprised at all.
No. And it's like, well, how can you be put into a 2 count when the match is like 50 seconds long? I mean, you're not that wasted. There's no way.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
It's stupid.
Okay, well, thanks for watching us today, guys. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you have any questions, you can email us at BLU_MILK77, bluemilk77@gmail.com.
There'll be news updates all week, most likely.
Yeah, we're going to have another podcast this weekend, just recapping Revolution. And we're also going to be doing a Fuck I Love Star Wars this weekend, talking about the new Clone Wars show on
the
Disney.
New comic, too, which is dope.
Also, Star Wars #3 by Charles Soule. Yeah, definitely share with your friends, like, subscribe, and peace out.